Hello and welcome to another video lesson with Mr. Roman. Today we're going to be talking about the applications of solving equations and reviewing those topics for the chapter test. The first problem that you have on your review sheet is dealing with applications number 20. It says your parents decided to purchase a new TV for the living room and the taxes on the TV were 6.3%. Part A says write an equation for the cost of the TV after taxes. So we've talked earlier this year about how to write a formula for calculating the taxes. And that formula was A equals B plus B times P over 100. Here, the letter A stands for the amount of the item after taxes, B stands for the original bill, and P is the percentage of the taxes. Now in this case we're buying a TV, so if we wanted to we could say A equals V plus V times P over 100. And V here would stand for the price of the TV before taxes. Okay? And we also know that we have a tax rate of 6.3%. So we're going to plug that into the P, and when we take 6.3 divided by 100, we will get 0.063. So really we can rewrite this expression even as A equals V plus 0.063 times V. Okay, so in your first part there, part A, write an equation for the cost of the TV after taxes. This is the kind of expression you would want to write. And you could also simplify this further. If we combine the like terms here between the V's, we could say that A is equal to 1.063 V. Part B says, if the cost of the TV after taxes was $728.16, what was the original price of the TV? So here, in Part B, we're given the fact that the TV after taxes was $728.16. So we can plug that in for A. $728.16 equals, we can either use the simplified version or the original version. I'm just going to go ahead and use the simplified version here. So you have 728.16 equals 1.063 V. And now to solve this equation for V, which is the original price of the TV, we would simply divide by 1.063 on both sides. And when you calculate that number, 728.16 divided by 1.063, you're going to get $685 approximately. It's going to be 0.004. This decimal place we can say really is negligible, so let's go ahead and just say $685 even. So the original price of the TV was $685. In Part C it says, how much did your parents pay in taxes for the TV? Now here you can do one of two things. You can either A, take the $728.16 and subtract the $685, which would tell you how much they paid in taxes. Or you could simply just say, well, what would 685 times 0.063 be? Both of these numbers will yield the same thing. So 728 here you would say $43.16. And again, if you type the other one into your calculator, 685 times 0.063, you get $43. Here it's going to come out to 0.155, which we can round then to 16 cents. So they paid $43 and approximately 16 cents in taxes for Part C. Next, number 21, it says You and 3 friends want to throw a birthday party for your brother. And there's some items that you want to pick up at the store. One of them being a cake, and you want to pick up 3 gallons of ice cream and 2 packages of paper plates. And since you and your 3 friends are putting this party on together, you guys want to split the cost of all those items. So first of all, in part A, it says, if you and the 3 friends want to split the cost of the purchase made at the store, write an equation for how much one of you will pay before taxes. So before taxes again means we're not going to quite calculate the tax in yet. So if we were just to calculate the cost of all the items, we could write an expression similar to this. C plus 3G plus 2P. Here the C represents the cost of the cake, G represents the cost for a gallon of ice cream, and P represents the cost of 1 package of paper plates. So this would be the total cost of the items that you purchased for the party. Then if you were to split that cost among 4 people, so you and 3 others, you would simply just take it and divide by 4. And this would say equal E. So E represents how much each of them will pay for the items. And then so that takes care of part A. Part B, it says, if the cake was $16.89 and a package of plates was $1.56 and each friend paid $10.69 before taxes, how much was a gallon of ice cream? So here we can really use the information given to us and plug into the formula where we know they apply. So the cake here is $16.89. We can say 16.89 plus 3G plus 2 times $1.56 all over 4 is equal to E. And it's asking for how much the cost of a gallon of ice cream was, which is in fact the variable G. So we could simplify this equation further, and if we did that we would get 689 plus 3G plus $3.12 all divided by 4 equals E. And that was just multiplying the 2 plates, or 2 packages of plates, times the actual cost for a package of plates. Then we could simplify further and say the 16.89 and the 3.12 we could simplify and say that's going to be equal to $20.01. So we could say 20.01 plus 3G all over 4 is equal to E. And again, I got the 20.01 from adding these 2 numbers together. And now this is as far as we can simplify. And now we want to look to, oh I'm sorry, we do know the E here. We knew the letter E. It said that each person before taxes paid $10.69. Okay, so E we can also replace in the equation. And now, since we've simplified everything there is, we can solve the equation for G. And the way to start that would be multiplying both sides by 4. So you want to multiply both sides by 4. Here the 4's will cross divide and you'll be left with 20.01 plus 3G equals 4 times 10.69. So 4 times 10.69, 4276. So 4276. And now we can continue to solve for G, and by subtracting the 20.01 from both sides. So we'd have 3G equals whatever 4276 minus the 20.01. So let's do that real quick. That would be $22.75. And then the last step is divide both sides by 3. So G equals $7.58 if we round. There's a repeating 3 here that happens, so we're just going to keep the 8 there. So G represents the cost of 1 gallon of ice cream, and 1 gallon of ice cream, we say, is equal to $7.58. Part 2 will be on another video talking about numbers 22 and 23 on that review.